guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with the Huda Beauty new Nude eyeshadow palette, and I am so excited. But what I'm even more excited about is that I'm going to be giving one of these palettes away. When I first saw this palette, I was like, I don't know if I need that. And then I started seeing some swatches of it, like this one. And they are so beautiful. The colors in here, the shimmers in here, and I also saw some tutorials and I was like, never mind, I do need it. And I thought maybe one of you guys at home needed it too. So I'm really happy to be giving back and to be giving one of these away. It is the season of giving. I'm gonna get into all the contest rules and details in just a bit here. I'm gonna wait till I'm doing my makeup. If this is your first time here and this is your first time watching my channel, welcome. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Hint, hint, that is one of the ways to enter this contest. So let's go ahead and get into this video. The packaging here is really cool. It's really beautiful. It's very simple, but I do enjoy it. Oh, it had a little slide out here. So you get this inside. It's just a picture of what's on the front. You do get a full-size mirror in here, which is very helpful. On the back, it says a little bit about the product and the ingredients and all that kind of stuff. I decided against doing swatches in this video, but I will swatch some of the really cool shades. They are called multi-reflective shadows, and there's also a pressed pearl in here. I was curious about what that formula was called. They are so different looking. When I saw them in pictures the first time, I thought maybe they were like, just had like a sheen from a light of a camera, but they almost look marbleized. I don't really even know how to describe them. There are several swatches all over the place. You can find them on YouTube, but these actual shades in here, like they look like they have like the white chunks in them. It's very marbly looking. That's the only way I know how to describe it when you do see it in person. So I don't really know what I want to play with. I'm going to actually just swatch those shades on my hand just to figure it out, what kind of like transition and crease color I want to do. I've been seeing a lot of pinks with this palette in particular. And there are several pinks and plum tones in here, but there's also a lot of peaches. So I want to look at these other shades before deciding. So this is Crave. We have Fantasy, Daydream, and this is just going to be on my pinky. These are not going to be perfect swatches. And then this one is Charmed. They are so beautiful. I can't wait to have this on my lid. This palette also comes with a concealer shade as well as a glitter shade. I'm not going to use the glitter today. I may use the concealed shade, though. I may use that for a cut crease. From what I've heard, it's not that great on the lid to use as a base, so I will hold off on that. Funny story, I put down my base and everything, got my brows done, and then when I went to sit down in front of the camera, I was like, oh girl, you gotta fly away, you need to spray that down. So I went to use my hairspray, and I sprayed the entire side of my face. So I had to redo my base, and then this brow is also not going anywhere. So that was my little fail for the day. Hopefully I don't have too many, but let's get into this palette. To start out, I'm gonna go into the shade Play, which is this very light peach kind of transition shade. I'm gonna use this on a taper blending brush from Sigma. It's an E40. I love how big the mirror is in this compact. That is very helpful. I'm just sweeping that all over. My lids are very dry today, especially this one, since it has that hairspray base on it. I did wipe it off, obviously, but probably wasn't great for my skin. That is just a pretty light transition color. After I do this, I am going to show you guys, I got a couple other items that are first impressions for me. They are not completely new, but they are new to me, so they'll be like my finishing touches, and I'm going to do that at the end. There is quite a bit of kick up. This is actually my first Huda Beauty like full-size palettes. I own a couple of those little ones, the Obsessions, and that is also what made me decide to try this out, because I really love both of those. I have the Mauve Obsessions as well as the Emerald Obsessions, and they are gorgeous. I'm just building that up a little bit more. Same brush, and I'm gonna take Teddy, which is this shade right here. It's a little bit deeper peach, if you will. It's got some brown in it. It's very pretty. I'm going to take that just a little bit lower. I always go for like peachy kind of orange shades in a palette that's just like my kind of feels. I feel like they make my blue eyes stand out. I do like pinks, and I feel like I've been doing a lot of them lately, like because of the modern renaissance that I've been panning currently. But this is definitely like my safety kind of comfort zone. Take a little bit more. So far these shades are blending into each other just fine. I'm not having to do too much work. This is really a first impression. It's not so much a tutorial. So it may not be exactly perfect. Today I am cleaning my house, so I'm not doing anything really. I think we might try to go get a tree. Now you all know that we are super late. This weekend we are redoing our floors. My husband and a friend of ours are redoing our floors, so it wasn't really worth getting into all the decorations. I feel so sad because I've been really wanting to decorate and it just hasn't happened yet. So hopefully soon we will have decorations and our tree up and all that good stuff. What is it? It's the 11th, so I hate when you do it so late because you don't get to keep it up for very long. I love those two shades. So I want to just deepen the crease up a little bit and maybe the outer V. I think I will be doing a cut crease today. This is the Sigma E70. I have glitter all over my hand from doing those swatches. I'm going to go in with Raw next, which is like, I would say that's like a sienna color. It's like a brick red, but a little bit lighter. These names are really funny in here. I was watching Raw Beauty Christie's tutorial on this palette. She was cracking me up reading these names. They're very sexy. These mattes are just blending into each other effortlessly. I'm not really even having to do anything. Okay, so contest details starts today and it's going to go till Christmas Eve, and I will be announcing the winner on Christmas Day. I will do that either via DM or I will do like an Instagram story or a post or something like that. Oh, I'm dipping into the wrong shade. And how to enter, I kept it pretty simple this time. 1, subscribe to my channel. Next, like this video, and then also leave me a comment below. It can be anything. You can tell me why you want this palette. You can tell me what palette you want next. You can tell me what is on your wish list for the holidays or what you're getting for other people. It doesn't really matter. Anything at all will get you an entry. Now that the base is down, I'm just going to take a little bit more of Teddy and blend it out without picking too much more up on my brush. And then also too, I wanted to include some ways to do bonus entries, if you will. So I am Kayla Remarks on everything, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat. So for bonus entries, you can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and then you can also too, if you want to share this video or the post about this video, you can share that on Twitter or on Instagram, and just make sure you tag me at Kayla Remarks or do hashtag Kayla Remarks and I will see it. Those will get you some bonus entries. But I wanted to keep it a little bit more simple this time. And I am very excited to give away this palette. So good luck to everyone who is going to be entering. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of Raw on a denser brush and pack that onto the outer part of my lid before going in with a cut crease. I don't know about you guys, how are you doing with your holiday shopping? I am almost done. I just have a few things left to get. One of my favorite things to do is wrapping presents. I actually really enjoy it. I always have. When I was younger, in my teens, like my later teens, my family would ask me to wrap my own presents because I'm pretty good at it. And I really enjoy just sitting down with like a cup of hot chocolate, maybe with some peppermint vodka in it, and listening to holiday music. Told you guys before, I'm an emo kid at heart, so my favorite Christmas album to listen to is Bright Eyes Christmas album. Surprise, surprise. Conor Oberst's voice just has a certain je ne sais quoi or whininess to it that is totally up my alley, that I absolutely love. And that is what I listen to every single year. Sometimes we listen to She and Him when we are doing our decorating. My husband quite likes that. I actually haven't watched Elf yet this year. I usually watch it every year, despite Will Ferrell's not my favorite comedian. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Fight me on that one. I just don't really love him, except for in Elf and in Step Brothers, because Step Brothers is hilarious. I love that movie. But he's just not my favorite overall. I don't really think I have a favorite Christmas movie. I'm looking for my concealer. Let me grab that real quick. Oh, I lied, because I'm going to use this concealed shade. You know what, too? I had seen on someone's poster video that shade gets dirty really fast, and I can actually see that that's happening. So I'm going to add a little bit of tape to it after I'm done using it. It's already got some shadow in it. So we're going to take just like the Spectrum A16. I use this all the time, and I'm going to use that just to cut my crease like a half moon kind of shape. Probably won't talk while I'm doing this, so we'll get back into that movie discussion in just a minute. It's a very thick concealer. And I'm just going to stamp that out. We'll go back in and add a little bit more overall on that outer part so you guys can see it better. And for the lid, Fantasy is really pretty. I really like that shade. Crave too. I don't know what I want to do. Charmed. I already did this part. I think I'm going to do Fantasy and then Crave maybe on the inner corner. Okay, I'm going to start with Fantasy and I'm going to use it on that little Spectrum brush again. I just cleaned it off. I'm so curious to see how these work on the lid. I'm like so close right now. Okay, so I think this is going to work better on the finger for sure. Okay. Yep, that works a lot better. I did see Huda has these like applicator tools that is made to get into like that little tight part of your cut crease. I don't know if I need that or if I would buy it. I think it's like 20 bucks, maybe 15 bucks. But today we're going to have to work with the brush for that part. That is so pretty on the lid. I'm going to cover as much as I can, and then I will go back in and try to get more of that top part of the crease. This is like an orange undertone slightly when it shifts. It is such a cool color. I'm gonna try to bring that up a little bit. Anyway, back to movies, Christmas movies in particular. What are your favorites? I would love to know. Like I said, Elf is one that I watch pretty much every single year. There's just so many that I haven't seen that are classics. I've never seen Miracle on 34th Street. I know that's a really big one. There's another big one too that's pretty old that I can't think of that I haven't seen. I've also never seen Christmas Vacation. That's a funnier one. Never seen that. I do love Christmas Story. I watch that pretty much every year. That is my brother's favorite, and that's usually what we have on the television on Christmas Day. course, Nightmare Before Christmas, but is that a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? You guys let me know below what you think. I think it's a Christmas movie. And then the other day I watched Christmas Chronicles on Netflix. It was just one of those days. I had a long day at work and I wanted something that was just kind of stupid and silly, and it was stupid and silly. It was actually very cheesy, but Kurt Russell made a really cute Santa Claus. It was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I just needed something that like I could just sit there and not think, and I did enjoy it. So I got that as close as possible, but now I think I'm going to go in with it wet just to see what happens. I'm using Catrice Prime and Fine just because that is what is closest to me. This could be a mistake. That's working fine. I just want it to be a little bit closer. And with a pencil brush, I'm going to use Crave. I feel like this is also going to do a little bit better wet because I'm using it in a very small area. I'm really excited about this color. Ooh. I'm just kind of dotting that in the corner. And then I'm bringing it into the first third of the lid. Now that I have all the gold that I went on there with the Crave shade, I'm going to add just a little bit more of Fantasy on top to blend everything together. I did add a little bit more of Raw, like I said. I have to say with these two, there was very minimal fallout. I have a little bit of glitter underneath, but not that much, especially with how dusty it was when I did use the pan. It was there was a little bit of kick up, but I just tapped it out a little bit and I don't have really any fallout. So I'm gonna go ahead and I will clean up the edges. I'm gonna add my base rather, and then I will come back. Like I said, there's a couple finishing touches. I have the Amrezy highlight, which I have never used. I also have one of the Fenty Beauty Stunna lip paints as well as new lashes. So I will be right back. And I'm back. As far as these lashes go that I put on, these are from Tarte, the little black dress lashes, and these are the first pair of lashes that I've tried from Tarte. I thought they would go well with this look because they have a lot of spaces in between. They aren't super fluffy, they're just pretty long, so it wouldn't take away from any of those lid shades. And I also tried a new lash glue from House of Lashes. I've never tried their glue before, and from what I've heard, they do not come off. The lashes won't come off after that glue adhesive is on there. This lash I put up a little bit too high, but I decided not to mess with it because I don't want to hurt my eye or have to go through like ripping it off again. So I left it that way. So I'm going to move on and we're going to try out some of the other new products that I got. So I want to start with the Amrezy highlight from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I didn't pick this up the first time it came out and I absolutely regretted it after I saw pictures and tutorials and everything else of it, and I decided I wanted it because it is gold, so I just wasn't sure how it would do with my fair complexion here. But I have to ask you guys, anybody else, when I first saw pictures of this online, I was like, oh, how'd they get that like dimension look in there? Is that a print? No, there's actual ridges. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it in the camera, but anybody else have that thought, or is it just me? Am I the only one? Probably. So let's try this on the cheek. I'm so excited. I was counting down the days. I think it was December 7th that this came out. I like literally had it on my planner, and ooh, that's pretty. I originally was actually going to give this away, and then I decided to give an actual palette away instead. That's really pretty. I'm glad I picked this up. And I thought too, around this time of year, there's a lot of greens and golds and red looks going on, so the little bit of gold would be pretty. A little bit more. And then I don't highlight the tip of my nose. Honestly, I don't really like that look, especially when it's super obvious. So I do the whole bridge of my nose just a little bit. And I also do the top of my lip. I didn't actually set my foundation today. I'm wearing the Hourglass stick foundation, and I didn't set it. I've been trying that out recently. I've been using the Colorpop No Filter Concealer and have found that I don't need to set it underneath my eyes, so I've really been enjoying not using that, but it doesn't really make sense because I'm also panning a loose powder right now, so I need to figure out some way to use that up. And then as far as my lipstick, I got this from Fenty Beauty. This is one of the Stunna lip paints, and I got this in the shade Uncuffed, and when I saw this, that she was expanding this line, I knew I had to have this one. I have Uncensored, which is the red one, and I think it's called Uninvited, the black one, and I really like this formula. I'm just shaking it up a little bit. One, I really like the packaging, but two, I wasn't really sure how I felt about the actual formula, just because you do get a lot on this wand when you first take it out, and it's kind of a thin formula, so it spreads really fast, and I felt like it was kind of messy. So when I do use this, I just make sure to really get off any extra on the bottle, because I can always dip back in. You can't really take away once it's there. There's still a lot on here. Let me wipe some off. I'm just gonna clean this up with a little bit of concealer. I just love the finish of these liquid lipsticks. They look like so soft and satiny. Almost feels like you're not really wearing too much of anything. They definitely don't feel super drying even after wearing them for a long time. So I would love to collect all 5 of them. I think there are 5 of them right now. I'm going to use this from Catrice again. This is the Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Mist. I love this stuff. I've been reaching for this so much since doing my drugstore virgin video. See how pretty that is? I just love the glow it gives to the skin. I think it is just the most beautiful finish. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed checking out the Huda Beauty new nude palette with me. I really enjoyed filming this video, and good luck to anyone who is going to enter the contest. I wish you good luck. Only one lucky winner can take it home, but I will be rooting for all of you. Thank you for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, like I said, please go ahead and do so and hit the bell for notifications. And like this video again if you want to get one of those bonus entries. I thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.